Alrighty, welcome to Gabby's tutorial video of making a mask for this pandemic that we are in. Here's an example of what I have done. The top and bottom one is for me and the middle one is for Jacob. They are pretty much one size fits most. My face is a lot smaller than Jacob's and this pattern fits both of our faces quite comfortably. So the top one is for my character. Do not go out wearing blood-stained masks. This bottom one I've made a little bit different to the others. I've made it so I can pop a little filter in there. I don't think that I will need it. I've done a little candle test with trying to blow out a candle with using this mask and it doesn't budge, so you should be all Gucci. And the top two is just made without a little filter space in it as well. So let me show you what you will need. Here is the pattern that I have previously cut out. You will need a 14 by 14 centimeter piece of paper to make your pattern, and I'll show you in a second how to make that. You'll need a ruler to make your pattern. You'll need 2 pieces of fabric. I suggest using a cotton for the inside. And on the outside, I am personally using a linen as it's quite a breathable material. So you'll still be able to breathe reasonably well. You're more than welcome to use another cotton over the top, pattern it how you wish. I am also using my fabric scissors and a normal pair of scissors for the paper. Don't use your fabric scissors for paper. And I've just got something to cut thread with, and I have tweezers which will come in handy a little later on when you are poking in your elastic. So you'll need about 6-inch long elastic. Use whatever elastic you so wish. I'm also using a bit of wire which I'm going to pop in the nose. Just means I can make it a little bit more snug to my face. You don't need to use this, you don't need to have it, that's just what I had on hand. I've also used 2 watercolor pencils to do my patterning with. So here are the materials that you will need to make your pattern. As I said, a 14 by 14 centimeter piece of paper. I've got a pencil, a ruler, and a pair of scissors. I waffle on at this point. I don't know what about. I'm recording over this video. Oh, I'm making shapes with my hands. Alright, I have made the pattern. I will post a picture of this for you because it's very hard to see on this camera. But once you have made it, then you can go ahead and cut it out. Here it is upside down for some reason. And voila, this is what you will get when you cut it out. So the highest peak is the nose. So then I will grab, I'm going to start with my cotton. Make sure it is folded. So when you pop your pattern on top and cut it out, then you will have the 2 sides to your pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for both of them. Ta-da! Alright, I've got my cotton and my linen. Next thing I'm going to do is sew on the outside just to attach the 2 halves together. Kablam! You've got your 2 halves together. Make sure you cut off any extra thread with your little scissors. So this side, which is going to be the outside, is what we call the right side. And where the seam is, that is called the wrong side. So I'm going to go ahead and have the two right side parts give each other a little cuddle. So put them together. Make sure that the seam is on the outside. And we are just going to line them up. You're more than welcome to pin these together. I don't really bother. It's quite simple to just sew them together. You are more than welcome to hand sew this if you do not have a sewing machine handy. So we're going to sew the top and the bottom together. Make sure the seam is on the outside. Common mistake. And they are sewn together. As you can see, I've left the two outer sides open because we're going to want to turn this the right side up. Make sure you cut off any excess thread. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it inside out to the right way. There we go. There's the right way. It's looking a little more like a mask now. You might need to flatten it down with an iron if you so wish, or linen's pretty good to just use your fingers to roll it flat. This is the part where I'm going to put in the wire to the nose. Remember, the highest peak is where the nose is going to be, so I'm just going to feed that through. You might need to have a little fiddle with it, might need to bend it a little, but make sure it's nice and flush with the seam. Like so. And then I'm just going to sew that in to secure it. It's secured. Very nice. And then next step I'm going to do is sew those sides to secure them down. You do not need to do this. That is up to you. I just think it looks a little bit cleaner. Like so. Very nice. Make sure you cut off any excess thread. And the next step is the sides. So we're going to fold this twice. So once and twice. And those side bits is where we're going to end up putting the elastic. So don't sew that down just yet. We are just going to sew down the inner part. So fold once and fold twice. And this is the bit that you want to sew down. Is sewn down. Now we have one more step to do. So grab your tweezers and grab your elastic. Again, you can use whatever elastic you so wish. So grab the elastic, not like that, but like that. And we are just going to feed it through these little holes that we have made. So feed it through like that. Give it a 2-3 centimeters. And feed through the other side. So just feed a couple centimeters in, because then we are going to sew those bits down to really secure it. Go over about 2 or 3 times with your sewing machine just to really nail it down. And then you have your mask. This took me probably about half an hour to make, so it doesn't take too long. It can be a little bit fiddly at times, but this is the simplest way that I have found to make a mask. And here I am showing my mask off. Pretty simple to put on around the ears. Looks pretty stylish, and then I can secure it onto my face. Very nice.